Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to everyone. I am Nur Husna Shamini, the MC for today. Before we start, I would like to have a quick recap to our previous series on Happy Clinic. What does happy means? Happy is actually an acronym for healthy and peaceful practices for you. H-A-P-P-Y. For your information, EduCity Experience has presented two Happy Clinic series in the past 3 months. During the first series, we discussed about the mental well-being in higher education with Dr. Muhammad Saiful Bahri Yusof from University of Science Malaysia. The topic that has been covered was what is mental well-being and the coping strategies of stress, which include emotional support, social support, venting of emotion, and humor. During the second series, we discussed about fact or fiction, understand how pandemic impacts our brain function and mental health, featuring Dr. Chai Wenjia, a lecturer from Department of Social Sciences from Raffles University. During this series, we discussed about what hormone release when we are feeling happy, how environment impacts our acts, how prolonged stress take a toll on our brain, and how social networks affects our brain. Based on those two insightful sessions, we would now like to address a highly requested topic based on the interest from the public to gain more knowledge on mental health and what can we do to play our part. So for our third series today, we are presenting a topic called Ask Me Anything, Introduction to Mental Health First Aider by none other than our certified mental health first aider, Miss Idalin Rahman. Miss Idalin is also representing EduCity Academy, which is EduCity's training arm. And through EduCity Academy, we are set to become a one-stop talent lifecycle solution and ecosystem developer that will offer specially curated courses for the students and working community. And with me here is Sharmin from EduCity Village, your moderator for today. Sharmin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yusna. Hi everyone, I'm Shamini and I'm a student frontliner in EduCity Village. I believe the recent pandemic has made some of us feel anxious on what will the future be. I myself had a hard time digesting and adjusting into the current state when the pandemic started. If I knew about this existence of mental health first aider, but lucky for us today, we will discover more onto mental health first aider, which I found this topic is really useful for my day-to-day role as a frontliner for the student community at EduCity Village, where I will need to be quick in reading situations, determine whether the student will require my assistance. Well, that is enough for me. Let us introduce our speaker, Ms. Idalin Rahman, a certified mental health first aider. Perhaps, Idalin, you could share with us your experience in attending the training and the knowledge gained during the training. I am sure it must be quite interesting to be part of it.
Sorry, I think I mute myself. Yeah. So thanks, Shamini. Thanks Husna for the quick introductions. Salam and good morning, everyone. As introduced, I am Idalin, a mental health first aider from EduCity Academy. Firstly, I would like to welcome all the viewers today who are watching us, as well as EduCity Academy and EduCity Experience for inviting me to provide some insights about mental health first aid. Mental health first aid. Yeah. So it is so obvious that this topic is becoming more important from day to day, and I'm glad that EduCity highlights this topic to create awareness and put this into one of the big events of EduCity Academy. All right, our topic today is an introduction to being a mental health first aiders. What is mental health first aiders? We will talk later on about it. Let me just go to what are the items that we are going to cover along the way. Maybe for the next slide, please. Yeah, our topics for today are, I'll touch a little bit about our purpose, why we are here today, a little bit about mental health, and then only we jump into introduction to mental health first aid course. And what are the benefits of joining this MHFA course? So I just put it the short form of mental health first aid. It actually stands for mental health first aid, MHFA. All right, and how to become a certified mental health first aider. So you will see that along the way. So stay tuned for till the end. We will come to that topic. All right, a little bit sharing about mental health, since this issue has become an important subject, not only in Malaysia, but also for international healthcare in the last several decades, I would say. But some of us, we just realized it recently, especially during this pandemic, as what Shamini mentioned just now. So mental health is not strange anymore to all of us, but maybe mental health first aid or first aiders might be new to some of us. So that is why that's the thing, that's the main topic that we want to highlight for today. So if you can see go back to the slide. Yeah, if you can see, I put the definition of mental health in the cloud shape there. So mental health means a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to contribute to his or her community. So does it mean that we can control our mental health? The answer is yes. We can control our mental health before it becomes worse. So yeah, this is the basic things that we have to know. Yeah, before it getting worse. But if you are experiencing some of the mental health problems, don't worry. There's always a treatment of this mental illness. So you just need to know how to cure it and how to prevent it. Okay, just another extra information that you must know, that mental health is not a binary state. You are not either mentally healthy or ill. So our mental health actually falls on a continuum ranging from excellent mental health to severe symptoms such as panic attack or major depressive episodes. Okay, it may go up, go down according to how you handle the situation, how you control yourself. So you may have excellent mental health or thriving mental health, struggling, or the worst can be on a crisis mental health. But yeah, this info is actually inspired by Canada's The Working Mind. So today is Saturday, so feel free to browse this website if you want to know about the continuum mental health. It is you can visit www.delphis.org.uk, DELPHIS. Yeah, feel free to do so. So what are our purpose for today? If you can see in the slide, yes, we are actually creating a greater awareness about the existence of mental health first aid program. Like I mentioned just now, mental health is not strange anymore, but mental health first aid might be new to some of us. So we want to create that awareness, mental health first aid program, and what is first aiders, and what are the roles and responsibilities of these first aiders during the emergency. So, yeah, we are also enhancing the emotional intelligence and empathy skills among the participants, or among us actually, be it first aiders or normal human being. We need these skills, emotional intelligence, because you know what, in order to deal with this situation or incident, I would say, or crisis of this mental health, it, because they are not in the state of where they can think rationally. So we are the one who can think rationally. We have to, it has to take a lot of emotions to be in that situation. So we need the skill, because we don't want to be the one who is panicking, or we don't know what to do to handle this kind of situation, because it might be quite tense. Yeah, and you if you are at the place, you will somehow tend to follow their emotions. Yeah, so we don't want this to be happen. That is why we need to equip you with the skills, knowledge, and the confidence level. So confidence is another important thing, because if even though if you have the skills, if you have the knowledge about how to deal with this situation, to deal with those who are experiencing mental health problem, but if you don't have the confidence, then um, it you have to practice. You have to practice to build the confidence, and if you have the skills, you have the knowledge, it will be automatically build up your confidence level. Okay. Um, we are also working towards a world where everyone has the first aid skills. Yes, of course, this is what we are doing right now. So yeah, let's jump to the main topic. Thanks, Duane. So according to Mental Health First Aid USA, mental health first aid is a course that teaches you how to identify, how to understand, and how to respond to the sign of mental illness and substance use disorders. Okay, this is the course that provides you the skills you need to reach out and provide initial help and support someone who may be developing a mental health or substance use problems, or experiencing a crisis. So these are some examples, if you can see in the slide, these are some examples of international association or bodies that provide mental health first aid course. I took this from Australia, from UK, from America's mental health first aid website. Again, feel free to browse to know more about it. I mentioned just now that this topic has become very important. So this is our responsibility to know more about it. You know, just browse by yourself, and then if there's any training you want to go through. So this is the thing that we want to highlight today. We want to create awareness about how important this topic to you. Okay. Yeah. And now, what is the main thing that I'm going to talk about today is about my experience attending this mental health first aid course. Yeah, thanks, Joanne. Okay, this is the course where changed myself. Yeah, I would say that. So I'll give some example, or share my experience along the way. So honestly, I've never known about the existence of mental health first aider until I attended this course, mental health first aid course, and became the first mental health first aider, which was certified by Malaysian Mental Health Association (MHHA). Um, so this certification is a licensed evidence-based program from MHFA International Australia through MMHA. Okay, so I am glad that EduCity is arranging the same course for our staffs and students here. Yeah, so stay tuned for more information about that. And yeah, back to the story. When I was attending this course, finally I knew that mental health first aid is the help provided to a person who is developing a mental health problem, experiencing a worsening of an existing mental health problem, or in a mental health crisis. So the first aid is basically given until the appropriate professional help is received or the crisis resolved. Yeah, so I I highlight that initial support while waiting for the professional help, because we are not the one who are going to, like diagnose them, check on them, advise them what kind of medicine that they need to take. No, we are as a first aider, that's not our role. Okay. Um, as you can see in the slide, I also learned about the what kind of first aid should be given for mental health problems. So one is for the mental health problems. So what are mental health problems? I put in the slide for you to see. It can be depressions, it can be anxiety disorders, psychosis, suicide and non-suicidal self-injury, substance abuse, and eating disorders. So all of these interrelated each other, or sometimes the affected person might not only have depression, but she or he has depressions and anxiety at the same time. So that is why it's interrelated each other. Um, Again, we are not the one to diagnose them, but at least we learn about the signs, the symptoms, so we can identify what should be the first aid for each, for this specific mental health problem. So that's mental health problem. So another thing that I learned during the course was about the first aid should be given for mental health crisis. So what are those mental health crises? It can be panic attacks, it can be severe psychotic states, aggressive behaviors, and severe effects from drugs and alcohol use. Okay, so these are the examples of mental health crisis. So these are two main first aid that I learned that should be given for this mental health problem and mental health crisis. So what were the main focus? So the main focus was actually about the how to approach and communicate with the affected person in an appropriate way. Yeah, so if you have someone that that who's having this mental health problem, so sometimes we are not too sure how to communicate with them, or in fact how to approach them. You can't just simply go and say that, hey, you can't always think negative, you can't always, you have to look uh, from to a better or brighter side. No, you can't simply do that. You can simply use any words that you think. um, I would say the tips here is about not being judgmental, when you are talking to someone who is experiencing this mental health problem. So there's a way how to approach them, to communicate with them, with all these affected persons. So that was one thing that I learned during this course. And the second thing was about how to encourage the affected person to seek for appropriate professional help. This is difficult. I can share my experience when I had this one friend. Cut it short. I just asked her to seek for professional help. I provided her with this contact, but she refused to. She she was telling me that, yeah, people would think that I'm crazy. People would think that I'm sick. So I don't want to. But I'm not. I'm normal. It's just that sometimes I'm having this, panic attack and anxiety. So they have these feelings that uh, we as a I'm as a first aider, I need to try to encourage them to seek for help before it's getting worse. So yeah, during the course, this was one of the things that I learned, and it helps me a lot to support others, to support people around me. And lastly, it was about to know where and how to seek for professional help. Yeah. So not everyone knows where to get this help. You know, sometimes if there's any problem help problem sorry, if there's any mental health problem, so you tend to ask, should I call hospital? Should I get a doctor? And if there's any therapist, psychotherapist, where should I get the number? That kind of thing. So at least by having a first aiders in one organization, for example, at least you have you should have all of this contact. Uh, so at least if there's anything happen, emergency, at least you have this contact where to seek for this professional helps. Yeah. Okay. Basically that's about the course that I attended. So you can, if you have any question, feel free to put in the box. And I think our team will try to raise the question, and I'll try my best to answer. And next, yeah, just a teaser. Who can be mental health first aiders? Okay, if you can see here, they can be teachers, they can be first responders and veterans. They can be your neighbors, parents, and friends. And I quoted this. If you can see there, our first ladies are also part of this course, yeah, part of this training. So yeah, I think the next can be you as well. You can also be one of the certified mental health first aiders. How we will see after this. Next. Yes, you can be the one next. I will explain about how to become this certified mental health first aider. Yeah. Next slide. All right. So if you can see there, what you need to do is just okay. Based on my experience last time, I just attended this course, and I passed the accreditation assessment, and I was certified as a mental health first aider. So basically, that's the thing. But again, you have to prepare your mind. You have to, you need to know what is your purpose in order to join this kind of training. And of course, you need to apply um, the skills or the knowledge that you have. So that is why I'm here today. As a first aider, I want to create greater awareness about the existence of first aiders, the existence of this course. So yeah, if you see in the second box, we are arranging this another one course for EduCity's kind of staff, and it might be not might be, it will be useful for those whose job deals with managing people. So our moderator, Shamini, she's actually the frontliner. She mentioned that just now that she's one of the frontliners of students. I think, and I encourage Shamini to join us as a participant to be certified as first aiders. Because why? I know that you are living in you live in these hostels in EV, EduCity Village. That yeah, you don't know what might happen, and you deal with a lot of students. Not a crisis that's so bad, but maybe some or minor problem in terms of mental health. So at least you are there to help them, to help the students. Okay. All right. This the course will be in 4 days, equivalent to 12 hours. So not full 4 days, just 12 hours over 4 virtual sessions. basically 3 hours per session. It's just that another 30 minutes for the break. And we will now open the registration for 3 sessions. So session 1, it will be, we have confirmed the date. It will be on September 4th, 5th, 11th, and 12th. But I think I just got to know from the team that it's filling fast. Nevertheless, you still have another, if it's full, you still have another session in October and November. There's a QR code there. You can just scan now, register, or you can just save it, think about it, and register later. All right. Yeah, basically that's all. This is just a journey on how I became this mental health first aider. So yeah, for you, we are here now. I'm as a first aider, I'm creating awareness about this cause, while you are here now to understand what is the program about through Happy Clinic Series 3 webinar. So thanks again for EduCity, to EduCity for having this platform. And ask yourself right after this, ask yourself, do you need to participate? It's for you and for the people around you. Yep. And yeah, register your interest. There's a QR code there. And the confirmation on the sessions, date and time will be provided by EduCity. Attend the course, yes. Complete and pass the assessment, and get certified as mental health first aider. And now what I'm doing now is start to alert on any potential mental health problem and react or try to apply all the skills. And in the end, what we want is to make the people around us and the world happier. So I think that's all. Did I take too long? Thank you so much. Maybe I can pass the session back to Charmaine.
Thank you, Idalin. It was a fruitful presentation. We are more than excited to be part of the training. Perhaps we could spice up today's event with some Q&A.
Sure. But before that, Charmaine, can I ask you one question?
Yeah, sure, Idalin.
Okay. Have you ever come across anybody around you that who is experiencing mental health problem?
Yes. Yes, I do come across within my circle that undergo with some mental health condition. But I do acknowledge that people tend not to understand how to deal or cope with this situation. So, Idalin, based on your experience, does this training cover on how to cope with this kind of situations?
Okay, yeah. I'm going to repeat what I mentioned just now. Yes, of course. You this course will teach you on the skills to understand the symptoms, the causes, the signs, for you to identify that this is something serious. This is a mental health problem that is getting serious. So, and you will also learn on the basic skill or first aid skills, how to deal with this situation, how to deal with this problem. Remember, I mentioned just now about the how to approach them, how to communicate with them, and encourage them to seek for the professional help if needed. Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. I think I surely will join the training to know more about mental health.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to our Q&A box. So our first question from our audience, is there a method to determine someone is depressed or just mentally disturbed? How to measure this from organization perspective?
Okay. All right. I'm afraid I'm not the the psychiatric or any psychologist to identify it, but at least during the course, based on my experience, what I learned from the course, there will be the sign or the symptom for me to identify, is this just a normal disturbance, or this is depression. Okay, you asked about depression right just now, and or just a normal disturbance. Okay. So for example, like, like today, I just don't feel like working because it's Monday. I'm so stressed. So this is just the normal word that we are using, right? I'm so stressed today. I don't feel like working. That's not depression. So there are a few signs of depression. It must be within a certain duration, more than a certain duration. For example, like yeah, you can't sleep for 2 weeks, and you have no appetite to eat. Yeah, so these are the symptoms that I learned for this to identify what is depression about. So if you just like, if it's just like your friend said that, oh, I feel so stressed, but she can sleep for 7 hours today. So I don't think that's a serious problem. So yeah, you will learn more about these skills actually during the course.
Is it like, for example, I'm nervous right now. So is it called like can I just claim that I'm having a panic attack? Because I need to associate it with other symptoms as well, right?
Yeah, understand. So yeah, so not only you, Sham. Trust me, I'm also nervous right now. See, but as I mentioned just now, so our mental health actually falls into continuum, whether excellence or striving, struggling, and in order for us to get a good or excellent mental health, we ourselves have to manage it, have to control it, right? Before it become worse. So for example, like I am so nervous today talking to you in front of you, but the thing is, I'm managing it. How, that's a way on how to manage it. So this is just a simple question, right? Simple example. Like we are currently nervous because we are talking in front of others. That's normal. So yeah, but there's someone who there are people who has this stage fright. When they talk to people, they tend to have this sweating all over, and shivering. So that's one of the problem actually. So we have to support him or her to get professional help in order to overcome it. Yep.
Thank you, Adeline, for the insightful explanation. So, Adeline, I think there is one question that you might know the answer. This is from one of our audience. Would you mind sharing your experience as mental health first aider? Like how many times you have encountered individual with mental illness and how do you respond to it?
Okay. Um, how many times? So maybe 2 or 3 times for the serious one, and the rest is just like a talking or communication part. I won't put it as serious mental health problem. Um, the question was how many and how was
How do
I?
you respond towards it?
Okay. Well, again, I use the skills that I learned from this training. Firstly, I need to get a good time, proper time to communicate with them. Sometimes the affected person, the people who is experiencing this mental health problem, they can't simply being disturbed at any time you want. Like, hey, I want to call you now. I want to talk a little bit about your problem. No, you can't do that. So there's a way on how to get their attention, to focus, uh, to talk to you, to communicate with you. So you learn on how to get their time, You learn on how to get where is the correct place to talk to them, and yeah, the time, the place. And I also, yeah, I will call. Normally I call, and sometimes I met this one of the affected person. So I started communicate with them, try to understand their problem. Actually, it's a long story because there are so many skills that you need to apply in order to just to approach them, to communicate with them, and to encourage them to identify. So while talking, while doing your talking, or while listening to them, you need to understand their problem, need to understand or identify whether this situation or this problem will become worse. Is there any suicidal thought? Yeah, there are so many things that we need to identify. So that was how I handle the situation, or speak to them. If you want to find out more, of course, there are actually steps to be taken in order to speak properly with them, and to identify what are their problem and how extent the problem is. Yep, during the course.
Thank you, Adeline. Okay, we have a question from Dr. Sakina. So, what are the benefits of being a mental health first aider?
Well, yeah. Hi, Doc. um, Benefits based on my experience. Now I'm the one of the first aiders. One of the main benefit that I have, that I receive from by attending this course, is actually for myself. One is for myself, because I understand how to overcome my level of stress before it become worse. So I did actually a lot of things. I did stress. Of course, everyone have that that kind of feeling. Sometimes nervous, stress about but so many things. So that is why that's the one of the benefit that I got, is for myself to manage or to handle or to control my level of stress. And another thing is for me to it's easy for me to communicate with others, to communicate with people around me, that suddenly talk about their problems, that suddenly talk about they sometimes they won't realize that they are having this mental health problem. So they will just freely or casually say that, oh, I think I'm burnt out, I'm under depression, but not so bad. So that's the actually the um normal words that they will use. Yep. But for me, I understand, and I don't want the people around me, the people that I love, to experience this mental health problem. Or at least what I can do is to support them, to provide the support, because I know how to support them in terms of the communication, in terms of to delay it or to prevent it to become worse. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is in the organization itself. Yeah, for example, like in EduCity Academy, it's always good in one organization to have this one network called First Aiders. So everyone knows about CPR team, employees safety and health unit, ERT, emergency response team. So why don't it would be good if in one organization we just add one more person, or at least two, or one community into this organization, for having the skills of mental health first aiders, mental health first aid skills. So that if there's anything happen, any crisis, mental health crisis happen in one organization, at least we have this one community, yeah, and these first aiders, because if there's any mental health crisis happen, you won't call the CPR team to do CPR for you, right? So yeah, I think it covers all the benefits for myself, for those people around me, those I love, and also for the organization that I work with. Yep.
Okay, Lynn. Okay, there's another question raised by our audience. Is it that everyone who attend the training will receive a mental health first aid certification?
Okay. um, you just need to attend the session, full attendance, and on the last day, you just need to complete the assessment, complete and pass the assessment. So once you pass the assessment, it somehow automatically you will be certified as a mental health first aider. Yep.
Okay. There's another question from Siti Sarah. Do you mind sharing your experience how you react to rejection when you're encouraging them to seek help? Like you mentioned, there are still some that label this as crazy.
um, yeah, people tend to refuse, yes, because of a lot of reason. People might think that we are crazy if we go and seek for professional help, right? So yeah, again, Siti Sarah, again, I learned about the skills on how to encourage them to seek for professional help. But that's not only professional helps needed in this situation, but also the other support. If they don't want to go for professional help, you can also provide the other support, like or encourage them to go for other supports, like talking to someone that they feel they comfortable with, other than you, or ask them to go to any focus group, to go to yeah, so many other things. If they don't want to, if they refuse to, so at least one thing you can help to prevent for any to prevent it to be worse, the situation to be worse. And lastly, if you think that they really need to seek for this professional help, but they refuse to, so why don't you, if you are the first aider, then what normally I do is to connect this person with this professional help. But there's a way on how to do that. Okay, you can simply get the doctors or psychiatric to come to the house and connect them. No, that's not the correct way. So there's a way on how to do that as well. Mm.
Thank you, Adeline. Okay, we received a positive feedback from one of our audience. Being a mental health first aider looks interesting. Do I need any preparation to be a mental health first aider?
Preparation. I didn't prepare anything when when I when I attended the course last time. Yeah, what I can advise you, maybe just prepare your mind. Okay, prepare your mind, prepare yourself, um, and understand. Maybe do a little bit more research about this course. Understand what is this course about. Actually, you have you are here actually to know what is this course about. And basically, yeah, just prepare your mind, because the course that I attended was full of activities. Okay, nothing about, not so much about the lengthy words, like the other trainings that you have to go. Uh, More about the activities like role play, so you will be in a real uh, condition, real situation, to to deal with this situation. It was very interesting. So you just need to prepare your mind about the worst scenario that you're going to learn, and pay attention to the content for you to pass the assessment. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Adeline, the fruitful presentation and also our engaging Q&A session. So we will wrap up this evening by thanking Miss Adeline Rahman for enlightening our day today. We have the pleasure of having a certified mental health first aider with us. Adeline, we have reached to the end of this event. Do you have any last word to say?
Well, I think I have talked a lot. Maybe I will take this opportunity to thank all of you once again, the viewers, for spending your Saturday morning with me till the end. I really hope that you have learned something new today. And on behalf of EduCity, we really hope that we have created a greater awareness about mental health first aid and first aiders today. So thank you so much, Sham. That's all from me.
Thanks to you too, Idalin, for enlightening this event today. It was a pleasure of having a certified mental health first aider with us. Now we know the existence of first aid course and the roles and responsibility, such as by attending the course, you will learn the symptoms and a proper way to approach and communicate with the affected person. And we are glad to know that first aid aider are here to support those who are experiencing downtime. We are also glad to informed that EduCity is arranging this course specially for us. So get yourself registered and be certified to help your circle and our community. Hopefully, having this, be able to heal the mind to heal the soul. With this, I will pass the platform to our wonderful MC, Miss Husna.
With that, we would like to thank everyone here for being with us today. Do not worry, as we will be posting this session on EduCity official YouTube channel together with the recent Series 1 and 2 of Happy Clinic. EduCity has always been championing mental health awareness to the community. So stay tuned for the upcoming World Mental Health Day on the 10th October 2021. What will happen then? We will be organizing another webinar featuring a set of experts that we hope can continue to break down the stigma to openly discuss about mental health. To summarize what have been discussed today, the purpose of this training is to equip individuals with the knowledge, skills, and confidence needed to support their circle of community who are experiencing mental health problems. With that, I would like to thank you again to Idalin and Charmin for that educational session. For your information, EduCity Academy is planning to offer the training on mental health first aider. So come join us, register your interest in the Google form link included in the comment box below. Somewhere around here, I think, or here. Okay? One of EduCity's pride and joy was introducing Happy Kit. Happy Kit is a mental health first aid kit containing flashcards with important information and contact numbers, including an eye mask, stress ball, and earplugs. This was produced for EduCity students as part of our support, as this kit can help to reduce first level stress. The closing video we will show you later on will show you how it looks like, how the Happy Kit looks like, okay? So guys, stay tuned for our next webinar on Jumpstart Your Career, and this is the details of the webinar. My technical team, please flash the poster. Yeah, so this is the details, okay, for the Jumpstart Your Career. So join us. For more updates, don't forget to follow our social media at EduCity Official for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, please turn on your notification for more upcoming events and webinars by EduCity. Remember guys, as per today's tagline, let us heal the mind to heal the soul. Till then, stay safe and we will see you in the next webinar. #EduCity jaga kita. I am Husna. Bye.